Hey, dear listeners. Hello and welcome to our first look here of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, on the Nintendo Switch, exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. You know, I'm pretty excited about this game, mainly because Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 were games that I played a ton back on the Xbox 360. It was one of my favorite games, really, on the system. It's just, if you've never had an opportunity to play those games, they are available now on the Xbox One, PC, PS4, so you can play them again in a remastered edition. But this one just came out, and if you have a Nintendo Switch, why would you play the old when you can play the new? Now, I'm going to be honest. I played this last night. The moment it unlocked on my Switch, I got a message from a friend saying that it was ready to go, ready to play, and I dived right in. So that's going to help a little bit. I can kind of explain things a little bit better than what I could have had I started off right at the beginning of the game. Now, to give you guys an idea of what's going on in the game, there is this, or the story starts off with the Guardians of the Galaxy and how you run into Nebula on the space station, you fight her, you keep going deeper into the Kree warship, and then you run into Ronan the Accuser, and then Proxima Midnight shows up. Come to find out they're hunting down the Infinity Stones for Thanos, and then just chaos ensues, and then somehow the Guardians wind up on Earth. And that's kind of where we're going to be picking up the story from where we left off. Now, the cool thing about this game, as always, this is the main draw of the game, is that it allows you to select or put a team together of your favorite heroes. So this is kind of the team that I assembled last night. And so you see, I've got my boy Wolverine in there. Got Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and then here are the other characters right up there at the top. You see we've got Black Widow, Falcon, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, just about everybody's here. And the gray spaces are the characters I have yet to unlock, and apparently you do that through Infinity Trials and the story mode. So let's go unlock some characters, shall we? Let's continue the game, continue hunting down Green Goblin, and get into it. Alright, we are now in the game. So, kind of how this game works, if you've never played it before, you assemble your team, you have your 4 heroes, and you swap between them using the D-pad on the controller. So you can play as whoever you want. And you have your basic attack, you have your heavy attack, and then you have some other attacks. Oh, there's Goblin.
You're right on time, fools. The chaos has just begun.
Clearly a little baddie.
This entire facility will soon be under my control. I'll amass the greatest army of villains ever. And you get the honor of being our first victims.
Oh, it's my boy Venom. What? Yeah. Oh, dude. There's Electro. I feel like they can never get Electro to look cool. His suit always looks goofy as all get out. Dude, let's go. Defeat the deadly duo of Venom and Electro. Oh, man. Okay. Now, there are 2 difficulties in this game. There's Friendly and Mighty, which is what I'm playing on. And so, the thing of it is, when you play on Mighty, you notice that it's a little more difficult. And so it's kind of, doesn't really feel cheap, so to speak. It's just kind of, I just don't have a word for it. You can just tell that there's a difference in the difficulty. So it depends on what you want to play. If you want a more easygoing experience, then you'll want to pick Friendly. But if you want something with a little bit of a challenge, then you'll definitely want to go for Mighty in the difficulty settings. Now, something you'll see here with the characters, they have a red health bar and a purple one. The purple one, if you knock that down, it staggers them, so you can do more damage for a little bit. And then also just kind of open them up for a pretty good wallop if you know what I mean. Just really just go after them. Now, like I said, I played the first 2 games quite a bit. I really enjoyed those games. They were some of my favorite games on the Xbox 360. And so when, you know, I found out really this morning that Ultimate Alliance 2 came out in 2006. And here we are over 10 years later, and we finally have Ultimate Alliance 3. So hopefully this game does well enough to where we just keep getting more Ultimate Alliance games. Because I was honestly surprised that Ultimate Alliance 2 either didn't perform well or I don't know the story exactly, but I'm surprised that we didn't get this game sooner. I would have thought that we did, that we would have gotten that a little bit sooner, but hey, I mean, people do what people do, right? They don't want to make money, they don't want to make money. Now, this game so far, kind of up to this point, we've gotten past the tutorial segment, gotten to the scene where all the Avengers come in, and then you're able to pick your characters and be in kind of your hub world. That was kind of the thing in the past games. After you finish the level, you would go back to a hub world where you could interact with the different heroes, have some conversations, maybe do some kind of trivia games, format your team, upgrade, do all that stuff, check out some of the goodies like the gallery, the still arts, the movies, and all that jazz. And that's all here. That's all here. This game literally feels just like all the other Ultimate Alliance games, which is good. It's what I want. Which is my characters leveling up. Ooh. Yeah, Venom, I don't think... I was gonna say, electricity... No, it's just fire and loud sounds. Oh, wow, he just launches ahead at you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want from Venom. I want some crazy stuff going on. None of this Topher Grace business from Spider-Man 3, do you hear me? I just want Venom being crazy. I want it like the movie. Why am I electrocuted? Oh, okay, so we're gonna use sonic attacks to kind of mess with them. Do that? Oh, okay. So anyway, so far the game feels great. The game plays really well. Playing this on, I mean, there's only, you can only play it on the Nintendo Switch. I haven't tried it in docked mode just yet, so I don't know how the game performs any differently or if at all. So you guys will have to stay tuned to Twitter, because that's where I'll post that stuff over there, so at TRG Podcast. But I do want to mention, dear listeners, if you are playing this game too, let me know. That way we can group up together, we can form our own super team, our own team of the Avengers, and then we can go ahead and just have a lot of fun with it. This is a game that I remember being able to do some really fun stuff with friends, have some really cool moments, victories, and just moments of general goofiness. Oh man, she went Super Saiyan too, that's what I'm talking about. You go, Captain Marvel. Even though you're not the real Captain Marvel, that's Shazam, but whatever, that's okay. You can appropriate his name. So yeah, so this game, like I said, it's got a lot of characters that you're going to find someone that fits your particular style, you know, or you're gonna have your fan favorites. And what was cool the other day is actually they announced not only is Loki in the game, but at the end of August they're going to be bringing in Colossus and Cyclops from the X-Men. And then in the Marvel Knights pack, you're gonna have Blade, Moon Knight, Punisher, and I knew I was going to forget one. Oh, Morbius the Vampire. Which I thought Morbius the Vampire was such a weird choice, but also at the same time kind of cool, because of, you know, when does Morbius get his due? You know what I'm saying? Morbius is still a cool character. But yeah, dear listeners, you let me know down in the comments below, which Marvel character is your favorite? Which Marvel villain is your favorite? And if you've played the past games, let me know. Which one was your favorite, and why is it Ultimate Alliance 2? Just saying, Ultimate Alliance 2 is way better than the first one. If you don't believe me, go play the games again on the current consoles. And then come tell me your thoughts afterwards. Alright, Venom, join my team. I'm gonna capture you like a Pokemon.
He's had enough. I know my pal Eddie here looks like a bad death metal cover band version of me. But under all that rippling xenomorphic protoplasm is a guy who wants to do what's best. Usually. He may seem lethal, but when the world really needs him, he always chooses to protect it.
You would trust us. After this, then we will fight with you, little spider. And once the world knows who its one true champion is, we will devour you whole.
I'll take what I can get.
I've always loved this uneasy alliance that Spider-Man and Venom have had. It's funny. Cool. That's pretty neat. So yeah, so that's kind of Marvel Ultimate Alliance there. It's basically what you're going to do. You're going to go through an area, fight an enemy to proceed to the next area, and then kind of keep going. We have enough power on our team to stop Thanos. Probably not. We always find a way. I just hope we manage to do so before too many of us pay the price. And so that's kind of the thing. And that's what I love about this game's particular story, is that it's going to fit right in kind of with what's going on. I mean, Infinity War and Endgame are still fresh in our minds, and Endgame actually comes out at the end of this month digitally, you know, the 2-week early access for digital. And so it's just good timing, you know, it's just like, it's going to resonate with a lot of people because of that. Now, let me show you some things about this game too, because this is kind of like an RPG. So when you go to your hub world, and you go to your shield platform thing, it's going to take you to this menu here so you can see your team, and you can select your heroes so you can swap them out. You can go to the lab to basically give yourself upgrades via this grid here, which is going to seem kind of similar to Final Fantasy X's system. Was it the sphere system? But you're going to collect credits throughout the game and enhancement points that you will then use to level up your characters, to give them certain stat increases. So if I want to upgrade my resilience, for example, then I'll just select that, say OK. And then boom, now my resilience has been boosted by 20. And so you have different stats here that you can upgrade, like durability, which is going to be mainly defense. And so you'll just kind of flesh out your team that way. So if you have more energy users like Thor, Iron Man, those kind of characters, you'll probably want to invest in these. But if you're more melee based, like probably Spider-Man, Hulk, those characters, you want to invest in strength. And then of course you have your health, mastery stuff, which is just general, kind of over all your powers, your super attacks, resilience, and all that stuff. It's pretty in depth, you know, which is good, because when you first play this game, it's kind of basic. You know, you're just running around smashing things, but the lab gives it more depth. And then when you go into your team to look at your characters, you have your stats there that you can see all over the place, your levels, your XP, where you're at, your super moves, which you'll see where they're tied to in terms of the face buttons. And then you can go over and upgrade those as well if you have enough AP or different things like that. And you'll see that shown on the screen. And so it's just got a lot of good stats. You know, and this is where the game gets a little more deep than just a regular kind of brawler kind of game. Now, I don't think I have enough to really upgrade. No, I don't. So I won't upgrade any of that stuff there. But that's essentially how that works. And you can reset your abilities if you realize a certain build isn't working, or maybe you kind of invested too much into one superpower and you should have done it in another one that would have been more helpful. You've got all that there. So it's got a lot of customization in regards to that. Now, I don't know if you can change the costumes. That's one thing that was kind of cool about the last games, which, yeah, in Ultimate Alliance 2, you could change the costumes. And so I don't know if they carry that over here, but to be honest, the costumes here look really good. Looks really good. Wolverine looks just perfect. Then Captain Marvel is just, yeah, I think Captain Marvel looks better here than she did in Endgame. But, so that's how that works. So you'll go in, you'll upgrade your characters, you'll give them certain ability boosts and things like that. You'll select your teams, and then you'll go into battle, and then just kind of have fun with that. So, oh, dude, yes, put Venom on my team. Who can I swap him out with? We'll swap out with Iron Man. And so you'll see there too, as you add certain characters to your team, you get certain boosts in bonuses that give you extra power. So you'll see up in the top right corner, my team bonus currently is a 2% boost to strength, 4% boost to defense, or I can't remember what that's called, durability, and a 2% boost to resilience. So it kind of makes for some really good, kind of like mixing and matching your teams up to really see just different kind of boosts and bonuses that you can get with your characters. And so we'll see how that works. I know Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales are in this game, so I'm interested to see what kind of bonuses that they give too, because I definitely want them on my team. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so we'll see how that goes. But that is how that works. So you really can just mix and match your favorite heroes or villains in the game. And I just remembered Magneto is in this game, and he's also one of my favorite X-Men characters. So I'll have to see how that works out when you get him in there. Now, what I've heard is that when you go into, or when you're playing on a higher difficulty, it would really benefit you to mix and match your team to get different stat bonuses, because that'll help you overcome challenges. So the game's pretty deep, despite what it may look like. Now, the game does have a co-op feature, so I believe you can play this online. You can also do local. Oh yeah, it's right there. So yeah, you can play it online, local. You can even ad hoc the switches together and play that way. So if you're hanging out at the park with a friend or something, and you both have your switches there with Ultimate Alliance, you don't need a wireless connection. You can just ad hoc it, and then it'll let you play that way. And then you can also do online, so you can connect with your friends if they're stayed away and all that stuff. So needless to say, this game has got some really good stuff going for. Oh my gosh, Venom looks so good. Look at him, he's just a big lumbering beast. Oh, dude. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. It has a little ripple effect. Launches, oh man, it's like a giant venom shark. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to play more of this game. Dear listeners, like I said, this is just our first look of the game here. If you guys are playing it, let me know. I would love to play with the dear listeners, and then also record some of that footage, so I have some extra content to put up here on YouTube to talk about the game itself as I continue playing. And also just let me know in the comments. Let's have some fun with this. Let me know who your favorite Marvel characters are, heroes or villains, and we'll see what we can come up with. But yeah, dear listeners, hope you enjoyed this first look of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And if you have any questions about the game, let me know in the comments below or on Twitter at TRG Podcast. And of course, I'll be uploading more content of this game here as well as the weeks go by, as well as our Super Metroid series and Mario Maker levels. I just realized we've become a very Nintendo-centric podcast, or YouTube channel. Well, it might be the podcast too. Whatever, I'm rambling at this point. As always, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload of our new content. Follow us on Twitter at TRG Podcast. And until next time, dear listeners, GG and amen.